This is the box, an idea I originally thought of 8 years ago, but due to life, took me a little longer to finally get around to. It's an 864 by 864 by 84 block high hollow glass box, completely surrounded by barrier blocks. Oh, and every 5 minutes, it's programmed to give me a random item, the value of which increases the longer I'm playing in the box. So we may start with dirt and saplings, but eventually, it can even give us netherite blocks. Our goal? To beat Minecraft and fill this box.
This is episode 6. I hope you enjoy.
Also, if you end up liking the content and want to follow the future of the channel, please subscribe. It's free and it really does mean the absolute world to me. Let's jump into the box. I wanted to show you guys something here. I made some improvements to our cobblestone generator. I added some crying obsidian that we got from trading. Last episode, a cobblestone up here and a cobblestone wall. I used our hopper that we had in the mob spawner, and now I can just kind of work from here, and it will go pretty much all in. It should be almost a zero loss cobblestone generator at this point. So anyway, that's a good start to what we need to get into this video. Hello and welcome back into the box. We have big ambitions today, everybody. We need to update our house and get that thing looking way better. We need to update our gold farm and actually make it a fully functioning, semi-automatic kind of mob farm. We need to gather as much dirt as possible because we have a lot of places around the box that need dirt. And we even maybe have the potential this episode of getting our first ever villagers inside the box, which would be so flipping amazing. But it all starts with a long 12-hour time lapse, our biggest grind session ever done in the box, condensed down to probably 2 or 3 minutes for you guys. So without further ado, I have a lot of cobblestone collecting and spruce wood collecting and who knows what else, and I will see you 12 hours from now. Start the time lapse now. I have to say it, Wishers. I'm extremely excited with what we were able to accomplish during that 12 hours. 12 full hours of gathering resources is now complete. Let's take a look at some of what we have collected. Overall, we're looking at close to, if not over, and I do believe it's over, 10,000 stone. If you look at stone and cobblestone, 10,000. Now it seems like a lot, but it's nowhere near what we need for the whole context of the box. However, it is the most stone we have ever collected together on any episode of the box. Now you guys probably noticed, in order to get the stone, the regular smelted stone that we have in these two bottom chests, we needed to go into the nether, and I decided the easiest way for us to smelt was to make a foundry down at the bottom of the nether on a nether lava lake. And it worked out really well. We ended up not losing any of our lives. We didn't die, so we didn't lose our levels, but we also gathered roughly three and a half chests full of stone. Now, something I'm sure a lot of people are excited for. Let's look at what the box gave us during that 12 hours. You can see we got gas spawn egg, tadpole spawn egg, another monster spawner, and we're going to go over what I have learned on the creative test world of the box about the monster spawner. But we also got a diamond pickaxe. We got moss block, so you might have seen that we actually took this moss block out and made quite a few more out of it. Just some standard stuff. Green wool, you know, for every one good thing we have like 15 pressure plates or slabs or whatever. But you know, some music disc, of course, some smithing templates, nothing too crazy. Evoker spawn egg, that one was pretty crazy, and that one has some potential, I would say, for the near future. We got a cod in a bucket, so we have another animal in the future, and we have iron leggings, which I have actually been saving to put on with you guys, so we go from +4 to +5 leg armor. And look at that, we have a much cleaner look too. So the second chest of box drops, you didn't think it was just one double chest of box drops. No, we got two full chests of box drops here. So we have bamboo raft with chests, 2 light gray stained glass panes. And if any of you are auditing, you know I'm getting an item every 5 minutes, so you can almost guess how many items there should be in 12 hours. Keep in mind that when they're doubled up like this was 2 different drops that stacked. And if I get something like a random log like this, most of the time I just turn it to sticks because, you know, why would I keep it around? But, you know, we got another shield. We got our first ever vines. Very, very excited about the vines. We got pufferfish spawn egg and a warden spawn egg. And of course, a warden spawn egg means we have the potential to have the deep dark Skulk Catalyst drop, and with the Skulk Catalyst we'll be able to make, to my knowledge, what I think offhand is quite a lot of other Skulk materials. So that is a potential for the future with the Warden. We've got some packed mud, you know, a bunch of random stuff, crimson signs, candles, and then the final chest of box drops that we got. We have chiseled tough. We have Vindicator spawn egg. We got an ominous trial key. Of course, we have no ability to use that at the moment. Some random feathers and ink sac, which means we can finally make a book, I think. We just need to grow the sugarcane that we got from the box earlier on. A bell and, you know, miscellaneous stuff. So not too bad. Pretty good drops. In this shulker box, we've got quite a few things. We've got a ton of magma blocks. I gathered these because they're going to be very important when we make our gold farm update. Now, you guys saw that I placed quite a few dirt blocks over here, and we can separate from our body real quick, and we can see that it is spreading grass all through here and around the achievement, eventually all the way over here, where we can then take it over to our future house site. So we did place a lot of dirt. Actually, if we were to quantify it, I believe it was 5 or 6 full stacks of dirt that have been placed already. Now in here, we still have 2 full stacks left, and my idea is we will need more dirt for our future build of the house, so we will need to get more dirt this episode. But take a look at this. If I turn more of this into dirt, I would love to plant wheat right here, and not only is wheat useful for hay bales, is wheat useful for bread and food, but wheat is also going to be very valuable if we ever wanted to play with mud. So turning mud into packed mud and eventually even mud bricks, all of that is going to be very useful. And I do see it happening on some scale. Obviously, we have a lot of dirt to place in the box, a whole lot of dirt to place in the box, but mud is still a beautiful building block and something I want to use sparingly around the box and the builds. So the rest of the stuff is just the moss that we replicated from that moss block that the box gave us. In this chest, we have a ton of spruce logs. More spruce than we've ever had, I think, in the box, but obviously not a lot in the grand scheme of things. However, this wood will be crucial to our house build. And then we have warped stems, almost 3.5 stacks in this box. We also have a ton of warped block. I don't really know what we're going to do with this. I think most of it is just really good for a composter. And in fact, now that I'm thinking about it, we do have a shortage of bone meal left. So you guys can see in my inventory, we only have 18 bone meal. We have some bones right here, actually. And that's it. We basically have 5 bones. Everything that we had saved bone-wise is now gone and empty. So we need to set up gathering more bones. And in order to do that, we will need our... Oh, what did I just throw? My bucket? In order to do that, we will need to go and grab this hopper, actually, from the cobblestone generator. And I have to say, that change we made of surrounding that cobblestone generator and then adding the hopper, oh my gosh. We have 10,000 blocks because of... Are you guys seeing what the box just blessed us with? Are we for real? It's crazy that only does 1 more attack damage than the stone. Is that right? That seems insane to me. We've got a netherite axe just now. What? I would have loved to have this when I was cutting down all the trees. Like, I cut down a lot of trees, but that's an insane upgrade. I don't even know if I want to wield that right now. Oh man, I need to think about what we're going to do with that. And speaking of think, maybe I should go over a few other things, but let's get the spawner back to where it should be. Let's move that hopper where it needs to go. Oh my gosh, our first actual netherite equipment that the box has blessed us with. And an axe, no less. So our plan is, let's get this all fixed up real quick. We're going to take out these, especially the creepers. And I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll put blocks here. All right, we should be generally safe, I think. Let's maybe put 1 more. And now we should be good to add a chest and a hopper. All right, we're going in. So we're actually going to take out that one too and make a whole new campfire. So let's move all this stuff to these chests real quick. All right. Is that everything? I think that should fix it. Let's see. Start with those, and then up here with these, and then these. Oh no. Okay, good. The creeper didn't explode. That was so close. Did you guys hear it? All right, we should be good then. And we got a quartz pillar from the box as well. That's interesting. Alright, and it's already starting to collect stuff. So what we've noticed, after I took out the hopper, is that a lot of the drops were just landing on the side anyway. And so now, since they were all going over here, the hopper should be more efficient than it was before. So this all worked out even better. Now with that fully functioning and automatically gathering us more bone meal, we will have a good amount stored for when we're ready to get more trees, which we will need, and more moss blocks, which we will also need because, as you guys know, today we have a big plan to work on our new house. And our new house is going to need a new garden. And that garden will utilize the moss blocks that we have now access to. So I have many things that I want to update you guys on as far as what I have learned about the box and some of these drops that we've gotten from the box. But before we get too deep into anything, let's go over the monster spawners that we finished last episode kind of talking about in the Nether. In the box test world, which after every episode, if you guys didn't know, I make a copy of the server and I throw it into my single player world so I can test different things that we have gotten from the box so that I am prepared for future episodes and we can go over things like today, what I have learned about monster spawners. Monster spawners are a little bit untalked about. They are a little bit hidden away in the world of Minecraft because really people only use them in creative mode. That is exempting the normal ones that spawn in the world like zombie, skeleton, cave spider, spider spawners. But outside of that, if you talk about random mobs in a monster spawner, most people would not know the mechanics of it, including myself. But what I have learned is a lot of the comments were requesting that I use the monster spawner for a axolotl spawner in the river, which I love that idea. I thought that was such a good idea. However, it turns out for one reason or another, it will not work. And what I have come to learn is that that is likely because there is a mechanic that's programmed into these that is mostly for aquatic mobs that requires that the mobs be put into a spawner close to sea level. Now, as you guys know, we are nowhere close to sea level. Sea level's way down there. And so what I found in the box test world, which is an exact copy of all this, is that if I put down axolotl spawners, they would not spawn anything, unfortunately. Same happened with glow squids, same happened with turtles, same happened with squids. But one cool thing I did find out is that with frogs, for whatever reason, it works in the box. So there is potential for a frog spawner because we actually got a frog spawn egg. Along with that, some of you might have saw this item. We got frog spawn, an item that's not usually available in Minecraft, but it is the frog eggs. It is the bundles of tadpole that we can actually place in the water and get 2 to 5 tadpoles from. So realistically, there is a bright future for frogs in the box. But for all of you who are like, oh my god, K-Swish, use those spawn eggs, use them, use the monster spawners quickly. I can't because a lot of things will despawn without name tags. And so my decision on the parrots, on the axolotls, on the tadpoles, on all of these things is patience. Patience, wishers. We will use them. We have a big, bright future planned for all of them. But we will need way more name tags from fishing, and we will need access to an anvil. Until we get that, I do not want to be hasty spawning things in that I will get attached to 100% and that will disappear. And also, those monster spawners are very rare as well as common as these spawn eggs seem to you all. There is a long list of mob spawn eggs accessible in the box, and our chance of getting multiple of each one is very slim. So we will need to use them wisely. So overall, lots of updates, but we will be using all of this stuff intelligently, I promise, and it will come with time. For now, let's focus on an updated house, updated gold farm, and villagers. With villagers, soon comes a iron farm. And with an iron farm means tons of other farms for anvils and mine carts and everything else we need to make good farms. But it also means access to a reliable anvil. And once we have the anvil and we have name tags from fishing, we will be able to fill this box with all kinds of creatures. And those are creatures that are going to stay with us for a long, long time. So the first real thing that we are doing in this episode is fixing our house. There are a lot of reasons why this didn't turn out exactly like I wanted it to turn out. I think the biggest reason of them all, though, was just a lack of blocks. I used way too much cobblestone, and I went a little bit crazy trying to make the cobblestone work with dimension, and it just didn't. So we have a new plan for a bigger house that will be much more impressive and a lot better designed. But while that house is being built, we now have mobs that are going to be grinding themselves in the mob grinder again, including that baby one right there. We also have this dirt that is turning into grass and spreading slowly all throughout the box. And once these tendrils are everywhere, it will be so easy for us to actually spread grass to the outskirts of the box. Oh my gosh, and I almost forgot to tell you guys. Some of you might have noticed, but there's one other thing that the box gave us that we need to go over. Last episode at the very end, and I mean it was after I said goodbye kind of end, so I know very few people probably saw this. We made a brewing stand. And with that brewing stand, all we needed was blaze powder to finish making potions of weaknesses that we can use to convert villagers in this episode. Well, turns out the box had other plans for us, and if some of you saw, good on you, we got blaze powder. And that is just enough. That is all we need, I think, to create enough potion of weakness to convert our first 2 zombie villagers into villagers and then breed them from there. So the last thing we will do on this episode is start our official breeding of villagers, which, if completed, will be the most influential and amazing thing to happen in the box yet, because the amount of blocks we get access to. Think about, it's not just about the books, and it's not just about the different trades that you would use in a traditional survival Minecraft world. Andesite, diorite, these are things that are very, very hard to get in the box, and we will have access to them. It's going to be crazy what villagers do to the box. And among all of that, the idea that we will be able to create an iron farm, our first ever iron farm in the box, and have for the first time access to tools better than stone tools reliably. Oh my gosh, it's so freaking exciting. And so I really hope that our plans come together and we're able to accomplish these goals. So, but for now, we have these automated processes going in the box. We might say hi to Chickpea and his family real quick. And then I'm going to start deconstructing the non-house house that we initially built. Hello, Chickpea and Chickpea's family. How is everyone doing? I'll come gather some eggs from you all. Chickpea 2, how are you? Chickpea, how is everybody doing? Nice to see you all. They're all doing very well, as you can see. The Chickpea dynasty will be the strongest dynasty to ever grace the box, I assure you. But they're living kind of in paradise. It is the one lush meadow in the entire box at the moment. But it looks like very, very soon it will not be alone. So, but the Chickpeas are doing good. Their family is doing very well, and hopefully they will play a bigger part in future episodes very soon. Okay, I just emptied out everything that was inside of the house. So things like our stone cutter, we did have armadillo spawn eggs, which I did glaze over and forgot about from the last episode, but we do have those. And there's obviously a lot of stuff that I need to get sorted in the box. But now that this is out, the idea is to go top down and kind of destroy all of this top part up to the very tippity top of the pillar and then keep the pillar. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to clean this up and you will see me very, very soon. Oh, where am I? Very, very soon, guys. All right, someone make sense of this. A netherite sword. We've been going for 12 hours straight on the box. Well, it wasn't straight, but you guys get what I mean. It was 12 hours of the box time lapse. No netherite sword, no netherite, and we got one netherite scrap, I think, in the whole time. A netherite sword and a netherite axe. If there was a sign that we needed that this episode of the box was going to be the most amazing episode and the most progress-filled episode of the box yet, that was it. I would love some armor. If we can get some armor. I mean, I need to really get this golden helmet replaced soon, but thank you. I mean, this is crazy. This kind of upgrade from an attack standpoint is amazing, but maybe some defense too, if the box is gonna help us out a little bit. with that done, I already see some stuff that even with the pillar, we can upgrade and fix. I'm talking about stuff like mossy cobblestone will play a big role. Matter of fact, thinking about it, if you're in the box underground, it's probably pretty humid. There's probably going to be a lot of moss. So down here, there should be quite a bit of moss and even some mossy cobblestone reaching up into the main pillar. But now with the pillar, we can add the other pillars. So you heard me right. We are going to add 3 other pillars of the same size. And so if you can imagine, boom, 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 boom. Then we are going to connect all those and it will be one massive build here. Massive in the terms of what we already have in the box, at least. Let's go take a look at the grass. All right, it's spreading to the central area. So it is officially on its route to the island over here and to the achievement patch. So that's very exciting. Once it gets here, we can even stretch it out to become our house's lawn, which if you guys remember is why these stairs are elevated one, because underneath them right here is going to be dirt all around this. All right, well, I'm very happy with how this turned out. I need to gather some more potatoes because I do believe we are a little bit short on food here. So let's take a look. Oh yeah, we only have 15 potatoes. So we're gonna get some more food and then I missed it. Then oh no, not the double miss. Then we are going to get back to this build and add 4 total pillars. So 3 more pillars. I'm just wrapping up cooking potatoes, but I forgot to show you guys something else that we gathered in the 12 hours. These cherry leaves. So we actually were able to use 2 sets of shears to get all of these cherry leaves and consequently also some cherry logs. So we're going to bring all this over for our stockpile as well. And with these added, we now have all of this stuff, all of this ready to go for our building project. Can you tell that this is going to probably be the biggest build yet in the box? Now look at all this stone. Have you ever seen someone so rock hard with stone? And the wood too? Have you ever seen this much wood crammed into such a small area? I tell you what. Woo! Oh man, I am really, really excited about this, guys. Let's get into it. Hold everything. Hold everything. That just said a zombie villager spawn egg. That is okay. It would have been better if it was a villager spawn egg, granted. But come on. This episode is the best freaking episode ever. Are you kidding me? Netherite sword, netherite axe, zombie villager freaking spawn egg? Get out of town! Get out of town! Now I need to test that. I have to go in. I have to test that in the test server and see if zombie villager spawn eggs actually work in the monster spawner. But holy flippin' junk, man! That's an infinite supply of villagers to convert. Holy flippin' hell, man! That's amazing. Oh, all right. Back to the build. Back to the build for now. That's gonna come in handy. That is incredible. Here's what we're working with so far. I really like it. I wish there was more mossy cobblestone, but we were able to make quite a bit there, and you might have saw that over there. I was able to make a good amount more because we actually had almost a stack of bones halfway through what we've built already. So right before I even converted that moss, we already had like almost a stack of bones ready to go. So that is working amazingly. The grinder is up and running. If you're asking about the water, you probably could tell it was just to make it easier on me for falling. It's a little bit of a hassle to clean up, but that's not going to be too big of a deal. We also got to see this grass spreading amazingly. Look at it. It's almost all the way around the achievement. The achievement finally has grass around it, and that is a beautiful future screenshot going to be made. But it's spreading very, very well. It's almost to the island over here as well. So what the plan will be is we will create now a platform connecting all four of these pillars and then start building the actual house on top of the platform. It should be amazing. Down here, you can see that the dirt is going to eventually be all over here. This will be ground level. And underneath the platform building, there will be kind of like a park here. And then all of this down here will be in the underbox. Now, we did get a few more materials from the box during all that. You can see here we got a broken music disc, another angler pottery sherd, and shears. So I have been wanting a new pair of shears because we got vines, but also some of you more keen-minded might remember that we also got... Where the floppin' daisy is it? I found it. It was in this shulker box from last episode. So it must be relatively new, but we got glow lichen. So we're going to use the glow lichen and the vines, and we're going to do a little bit of propagating because I expect that we will want these in the build for that house over there. All right, we have half a stack of glow lichen, and the vines are going to take a while, so maybe I'll just leave this here to do whatever it's going to do and get back to it later. I added some of the finer details. We added the cobblestone little pieces to each pillar. We added the stairs. We added these bottom stabilizing brackets that will eventually touch the soil, and I think it looks really good. I think the bottom is just about ready for us to move on to the top, which will be a substantial part of the build. Look at the scale of this thing. That's our tiny little body over there. Also, while we were working on this, we got another frog spawn. We've gotten frog spawn, we've gotten zombie villager egg, we've gotten rabbit eggs. Is it too much to ask for an anvil? Just one little anvil. That's all we really need is one little anvil. Out of everything, that will make the biggest change right now. Here's hoping, but that's a big request. I know there are a lot of items to cipher through, but still, getting 2 frog spawn, black stained glass pane. Not what we're looking for. And I know I show you guys all of the good stuff, but let me tell you, the vast majority, I would say 70 to 80% of what we get from the box is stuff like this. It is the common multicolor options like black stained glass or different types of beds like this. That is the majority. It's junk, really. But... you know, that doesn't mean we... look how often we still get amazing things. You know, it's probably at least once every few hours. You know, that's still great odds, and I think it's well balanced, and it's a really fun time. It's official. As the sun is about to go down for the day, we have a fully covered achievement area beneath the achievement. We'll go through with some bone meal soon as this grass begins to spread toward our house. And we're very, very close to it being over at the island now too. And when that happens, I will cut this land bridge off and we will use that leftover dirt to fill in the rest of this island. It is very exciting to finally see the achievement in a natural habitat like it was meant to be. This is what it will be from this point on in the box for it, and I'm very happy. Well, we have the platform created now. As you can see, we have 2 cherry leaf hearts, which I really love because we can actually walk over here and then these particles really start falling. We also now have vines growing on all 4 sides of the pillars, and I need to move 4 vines over here. That's the last one. So the bottom of the pillars will have vines growing on them. And if you guys can imagine it, we're going to have a tower going up here, a small tower with a little canopy on it, a small tower here with a canopy, so all 4 corners, a huge tower in the middle with a canopy on it, and then each of the spruce plank areas is going to be a maybe 5 or 7 block tall flat building with a similar roof as the canopies will have. Then the 2 hearts of cherry blossom leaves will be kind of our outdoor garden area. This middle tower will reach down to ground level, which will be where the dirt is. And this will be kind of a library. And the idea is, and this was an idea that was originally kind of made by Zenith to make this into a library, but the kind of library I want it to be is a wisher library. So that library, assuming we can eventually get a full stock of ink sacs and enough to make plentiful amounts of books, we will make a book for each episode of the box. And each of those books will have 5 to 10 of my top comments from each of those episodes. And eventually, when we're 100 episodes in or so, we will have a library full of wisher books, which I hope will be very, very valuable when this download is passed on to the rest of you. Who knows how long from now, years from now. But eventually, when this is open to the public, you will be able to go down into this library and grab any book, and you'll see episode 15 of the box, and you'll be able to read some of the comments that were in that video from that date of posting. How cool is that? I think that's just going to be the coolest idea, and it will be all tied into this base. So real quickly, I want to go over on top of the heart and show you guys just how many particles we get. So if you can imagine down below, look at all these. We will have, this will all be dirt, and this will kind of be a park underneath here with maybe some fountains or a statue, and it will have a pleasant sitting area. Vines will be growing across these towers, and I just think it's going to have such a good aesthetic. I'm really, really excited about it. It's going to be such a cool place to relax and maybe write a haiku for the episodes or something. I just think it's going to be a great place to storytell in the future, but very, very excited. I love where the build is going, and hopefully you guys do too. So this is a really silly thing, but I was just getting some potatoes to continue building, and the box blessed us with a book and quill. So we just got a writable book here. So that's freaking amazing. We have our first diary. We didn't even have to make it. We actually had the materials, I think, to make a book and quill finally, and now we have been blessed with one. So now in the future, as talked about early on in the box series, I made the decision that a book and quill will come naturally as soon as you enter the box. So several people commented many episodes ago about making a book and quill a natural spawn in the box, as in as soon as you get in, you have a diary. And I love the idea. So when you all play the box, you will have a diary from day one. But for us, this will be our first diary of the box. It's your boy, Deborah Leonardo here. Is the scale of this build apparent yet? Is the scale of this build apparent? Look at me. This is us. Look at the size of this. In the box, I mean, this is incredible. I've lost count of how many hours. We have boxes over here full of the box blessings that we're going to go over and check out here in a second, but you can tell by the vines. We started with one vine earlier in the episode. Look at all these vines. They're all over the place. So it has been for sure hours. I mean, the grass alone, you can tell it has spread all over the box now, which in and of itself is a huge achievement. But this building, to do it all in one episode, I can't believe that this is just one piece of the episode. But what do you think? We've got the frames of the towers together. We've got the sturdy pillars together. So much space to utilize. Each of these towers is full of space to utilize. This tower alone, look at the size of this. This is so much space to use. So we have access to so much right now as far as utility. And then each of these spruce platforms are going to have separate buildings as well built on them. So this will be a massive build with, if I might say so myself, a heck of a view. Look at that view, wishers. Holy heck. Can you imagine? So now picture grass everywhere, all over, and then we're going to raise the river cob one more level. So if any of you have forgotten, the water level is going to go one higher. So it's going to look like over here. And then it's all going to be grass. And then we're going to have grass all underneath this. So everywhere that there's a cobblestone framework, there's going to be dirt above it. And then this will be a well-lit garden area for contemplation and poem writing and whatever we want to do with it. It's going to be really nice. So this building is going to house a lot of future development and all of our storage. It will actually be an excuse to get organized. But what a build. And you can see, I mean, that alone, that's a screenshot right there. I'm going to take one right now, if you don't mind me saying so. This is gorgeous. All right. What do you guys think? Should I add vines to the egg? What do you guys think? I've heard some weird things coming from the egg lately. Maybe we need to decorate it a bit. Mob grinding wise, we have had excellent results. We have had stacks of bones. And oh, what is this? We just got blessed with a llama spawn egg from the box. As you can see, we've got a number of things. We've got a blast furnace, spider spawn egg. So the box has been blessing us throughout this. Let's actually give you guys a quick look. So this is one. We got some iron ore, always good to have. And we've got big drip leaf, the sniffer spawn egg, so some of the stuff we've gone over. The slime block, that's useful. So a good amount of stuff so far in the episode, and that's not even including all the 12-hour stuff we got. And although our materials are dwindling, we still have a ton of stone. So I'm very happy with it. Wood, we're getting a little bit low on actually. So I think all the wood I have is this and then this. So we probably will need more wood. Well, we're definitely going to need more dirt, and that'll be an excuse also to get more magma blocks as well when we go into the nether for the next part of this episode, which will be the gold farm. But first, we're going to add roofs to each of these, and we're going to slowly build up a few of the buildings and try to get the rough draft of our base done. This base will be added to little by little for episodes, I'm sure, but we're going to at least make it habitable and give you guys a good first draft of our new home. So as you can see, we added the roofs and some spruce around the base of these smaller towers. Now, while I was doing that, we actually got another diamond pickaxe from the box. So if we look at the logs here, I got a husk spawn egg, a diamond pickaxe, and an oxide daisy. And you can see I just rejoined. I was taking my dog out and I just rejoined the server and I got those 3. So I am quickly realizing that we are way too low on warped wood and spruce wood. So unfortunately, even after 12 hours, I need to go on a 1 hour long logging spree. And hopefully after that, we will have enough to complete at least these buildings that will go in the main portion. So if we actually take a look out real quick. So I need 4 buildings to go on these spruce platforms. And then I feel like that will be pretty good progress on the house for this episode. You can see that we also moved the stuff from over here, most of it, to over here. And my idea is I want these little platforms to be outdoor spaces that are still somewhat safe in case mobs do spawn. I just want them to be a little bit more protected and isolated. So this divides that work area, and then it will open up. So each of these has four little gates, and the gates are always on the sides. Now obviously that will have to be moved, but we got some brown stained glass, but these gates are always on the open ends, so there will never be gates on these closed ends that lead to nothing. So each of these has openings where they need it and are enclosed where it matters. So I think that will work out. And we have these. I actually really like the design of the roofs. I think that they came out really nice, and they're functional light wise on the top and the bottom to stop spawning on the top but provide light here on the bottom. And even though we're not often awake in the box at night, if we ever do get comfortable with it, these will look really good and be amazing aesthetics at night up here in our tower. All right, guys, I am going to have to get to logging. I will see you very, very soon. So let's take a look at what we've gathered here. So the last time I got bone meal, I was using it for some of the grass and whatnot and the glow lichen. So this isn't the full build, but this is a good amount of time. Look at that, almost another full stack of bones, and I left some bone meal already in here. And I have moved certain drops over into these, so you can see this is a full double chest. So I have been moving stuff from that small chest into the others just so that small chest doesn't get too full. But that is a great way. I mean, this is a very small mob farm, especially in comparison to our future home there, which looks amazing from this view. But this is a very small farm, and it is actually producing a great amount for us and more than enough for our needs at the moment. Does anyone want to guess what I could have gotten that would make me stop what I'm doing here? Let me tell you, I don't know if I can quantify how game-changing this is, especially in the context of this episode. A Ziglin spawn egg. A Ziglin flippin' spawn egg. I have this whole big system plan with all these freaking magma blocks to have a crazy non-turtle egg gold farm at the top of the nether. I can make a gold farm here, assuming Ziglins can spawn here in the monster spawner. I have to go test it. I have to go test it like immediately, like right after I get done with these trees. Oh my gosh. That is, well, okay, we wouldn't make it here actually because we want the gold farm to be close to the hoglins, right? So maybe we wouldn't make it here anyway. But still, I mean, I don't even know what to say about that. So it's not a crazy amount, but I am anxious to get back to the build. So we have 4 stacks of spruce. I did make a whole stack into charcoal, so there's still more charcoal back at the OG base. And then we have some warp stems, some shroom lights. We got some more baked potatoes. And then I just noticed that the grass has officially gotten to all of the dirt. So every piece of dirt in the box that's been placed for grass to spread to has spread. Look at that. That's amazing. So now we have grass access all over the box corner here. Now this corner will eventually be called the gardens. And if you guys can imagine, there will be a wall going all the way over here and a wall going over here. And this will become kind of like our property. So the box is huge. So this property is going to be dwarfed in the long run. But this whole area will eventually be called the gardens. gardens. And then our plan is to have villagers over here, and they will found the first town in the box, which I plan on calling Garden's Edge. So Garden's Edge will be somewhere over here. There will be a forest, and then there will be a wall and a garden entrance into the gardens. So that's the plan right here. See, so we got stripped oak wood. So you guys see, we really do get a bunch of garbage. It's important to me that you guys see both sides of this and not just all the goodies, because, well, let's look. How much time have we actually put into the box? Will it tell me? Do we see it? I don't ever look at statistics. So do we have time? Time played, 2.39 days. What is that? That's over 50 hours, right? So over 50 hours in the box already? So doing the proper math, we've played about 57 hours in the box, and we have gotten then 57 times 12 items per hour. So we've gotten 684 total items from the box. The box has blessed us with 684 items. That is crazy. So out of those, we've probably had a couple dozen that were truly amazing, but still statistically, we're doing crazy good. Crazy good. I accidentally left the box server running for an hour when I was logged off, and now it is night when I entered, and we immediately had mobs spawn on top of our build. Luckily, we have lit up most everything else, but we're going to try to get some sleep and hopefully don't have a creeper blow us up when we get up there and start working on stuff again. But yep, look at it. There's a creeper already waiting for us up there. That's devastating, but it's okay. As long as we don't die. We also got a diamond hoe. If you guys can tell, we got golden leggings from the box. So we just got done cutting up more wood, and I have some plans. So we'll go over these real quick since this is a pretty good view of it. First thing I'm going to do is add roofs onto each of these little buildings. So I need to make 2 more in the back and then put roofs on each of those. Then we're going to add, I went back and forth on this, but I want to add a stabilizing layer underneath the platform above each pillar. What that will do is it'll make the pillars just look more industrial, and it'll give a sense of realism to the build, because this is a lot to hold up even though these pillars are ginormous. So we're going to add just a little bit more strength and stability. I also want to add another nether portal on this pillar. I don't know if that's going to happen this episode. And then a bridge connecting the left to the right nether portal, and that hanging bridge will add an element of gravity to this build, which I think will help in the looks in the long run. It'll also help break up the stone down here, since that'll be a wooden bridge. Then I also want to add a little bit of decoration underneath the roof on this big pillar. So after all that's done, I also, I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep laying on. And also, after all that's done, we're going to add a cobblestone wall along the edge that's more for when you're at the top, so it just feels more enclosed and more personal, and it adds a certain intimacy to the living level of this build. That's my plan so far. I'm going to add as much of that as I can, and then I need to call this build for this episode, because I've been working on it for off and on for days now. Just at least 2 or 3 days off and on, coming in the box server, just doing a little bit, thinking about different additions. And we have 2 other big things to get to in this episode. I gotta get going, y'all. I gots to get moving. So we gotta complete this, at least for now. We will add little bits and bobs to this for episodes to come, but it's hard to stop. I'm one of those people where I get going, I can't stop, and I'm sure some of you are out there, you just want to get the build done, but that's impossible. This is a huge build. All right, that's the plan. I'll see you guys soon. Good news, no creepers up here. It looks like I gave it enough time to despawn, and also the box just blessed us with some crimson nylium. So even though I wasn't really planning on growing crimson in the box for a little bit, we now have that ability, so we can spread the crimson nylium just like the warped, and we'll eventually have to move all this outside the garden because I have to close all this up. And if you guys saw that time lapse, they can get massive, those warp trees. I mean, it was clear up here. So yeah, we'll have to move the crimson and warp nylium maybe out here or something. I don't know. The box is huge, so there's plenty of space to move things like that in the short term. Unfreaking believable. An iron golem spawn egg. We just got back into the box for the day. I gotta sleep. An iron golem spawn egg. So this is almost insulting to us because 2 reasons. First of all, I was about to make villagers later this episode. I still have to make villagers later this episode. But with villagers, we were going to have an iron farm anyway. We don't even need an iron golem spawn egg. But now that we have it, we have to use it to make an iron farm, right? So it's amazing. It's incredible. And it's going to our spawn egg collection, which, by the way, we are definitely going to have to move all these spawn eggs to a chest so you guys can see every spawn egg that we have been blessed with by the box. But in a lot of ways, the spawn egg is also kind of not that useful because we are already so close to having that anyway. So like, it's almost like a spit in the face a little bit. I feel, is that moisture on my chin? I think I just got spit in the face, Wishers. What the heck? But it's great. I mean, it's fantastic, but like, man, we're so close to having it anyway. I don't even know if I'll use it. I mean, it's great. We love iron. Like, I want to be really excited about this because iron's going to change everything, but we're already about to make it anyway. You know what I mean? So I'm going to talk to you guys a bit while I'm turning all of this into bone meal. So we talked a bit in this episode about the box randomizer, and I just wanted to clarify, in order to beat this series, we've set out 2 things for ourselves. 1, we're going to beat the Ender Dragon in the end, so we got to get to the end. So that's the big thing. In order to get to the end, we need 12 portal frames. And as of right now, the box has blessed us with 0. So for anyone out there, if you think the series is getting anywhere close to being done, because I have had that question, it's not. We haven't even got 1 of the 12 portal frames we need. So even though we're getting all these spawn eggs and everything, spawn eggs, glass panes, beds, carpets, wool, you know, all that stuff, there's a ton of variants. So we're gonna get a ton of those. But the chance of us getting an end portal frame is like, it's almost nothing, since there's only 1 active variant, I believe, that we can even get from the box. It's gonna be 1 in 1,700 or something crazy like that for us to get even 1 end portal frame. So we're 12 away from making that main goal an accomplishment. So don't worry if you think that the box is getting anywhere or that these spawn eggs are happening and we must be getting close. No, we're nowhere close. This is still very, very early game. And in fact, we're just getting basic farms still set up in the box. But also, the second big goal is we have this huge box and we're going to fill it. That's not me just saying, oh yeah, we're going to put a block here, a block there, a block. No, this series is likely going to go on for years, and what I hope is, now this is directly from me watching the Imp and Skiz podcast and watching B-Dub's podcast from a few months ago, where he was talking about, in his first video, they said that B-Dubs was certain he was going to eventually be a top builder in Minecraft. And I wouldn't call B-Dubs a top builder. I would call B-Dubs the top builder in Minecraft as far as just aesthetics and truly being gifted for the vision and making it a reality. But this is me saying right now, the box is going to be one of the best Minecraft survival series and most unique ever made. And I want to do that. So this is really a goal more than anything. I want to state it now so all of us know I'm in this for the long run. And by long run, I mean probably years. And we've got a lot to do. And I will get better as we go along. And hopefully you guys enjoy this. But we're in the early days. We're talking about a series that will likely be hundreds of episodes, and I'll probably be able to release maybe 40 or 50 episodes a year if I'm lucky. It's going to be, this is a long series ahead of us. But it's exciting because actually we're getting to a point in the box where there are so many things to do. When you first start out, you have just the glass box. It's very slow. You guys will have diaries and stuff. But for me, it's just been a slow pickup into what will eventually be. We won't need to have these basic farms to get wood, and even the cobblestone is going to be revolutionized in time as we come up with new and new iterations of the generator. Which, by the way, that generator is going to be hard to beat because you see all the stone that we got from that 12 hours. That was super efficient. And it was also quite peaceful because you could just turn on a podcast on the side and you could just mine. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys that. I wanted to state a couple of things there. We're a long way from the box ending. We need all 12 end portal frames, and we have to fill this box. Elder Guardian spawn egg. Is that the boss of the ocean monument? The Elder Guardian? Yeah, not the Guardian. So that's the boss of the ocean monument. Don't they drop sponges? Am I remembering that right? Sponges. Well, that's not super useful for us, is it? Now that I think about it, we don't really need sponges. But I do plan on doing a boss run. We have a Warden spawn egg somewhere. I think it's down here, actually. And we have an Elder Guardian spawn egg. So now we will get to fight the Ender Dragon sooner than in the end. There will be an Ender Dragon fight probably in the box, but the real Ender Dragon fight's going to be when we finally get to the end, and that's a lot more difficult. All right, I'm going to go to sleep. Good night, guys. I am pretty darn proud of where we've gotten to in this episode in terms of the house. From the roofs to the framing to the sturdiness of it, thousands of blocks have probably been put into this build, and it is just getting started. We have all of these towers to decorate, including the central pillar. And so we've got all of that to decorate interior-wise, which will probably be, I imagine, one building/tower per episode. But if you can, we've got 4 great buildings up there. We've got 4 amazing towers, lots of exterior decorating to do, not only in the gardens, but also just all the dirt underneath and the entire underneath level to decorate with trees and bushes and different things growing up the pillars. I mean, this build I think will be quite amazing when it's done. It gives the appearance of great safety, great power. It's just, no matter where you're standing at from the developed part of the box, this build stands out and can be seen in the distance. And look at here over by the achievement, we get an idea of when all the grass is in and there's no more underbox visible in the gardens. That's what you'll see. You'll see this majestic building hovering above the fields. I mean, that really is something. And I think for one episode of progress, I'm just really chuffed with this. I really do believe that this is something special that we've created here. And it came from us getting access to things like moss, us getting access to things like vines. I mean, and then this bridge, it adds that element of gravity that I was hoping to add as well. And then that portal, though not lit right now, I do have plans for it. I just don't want it to connect to anything until I'm ready. So I'm being extra careful with that portal. And you can walk through those portals and into the towers. So it acts as a secondary way to connect the towers, but also these portals. And then it adds that element of gravity to it. The cherry leaves block slowly releasing particles when you're standing around that area. It has something special. And this is just the start of the build. So overall, I'm very happy with it. I'm glad we got rid of the abomination. That was my first attempt at a house here. I really didn't have the blocks to facilitate a good build like that. But now with the nether and everything we've accomplished, we certainly have blocks to make some special builds now. And this is more my kind of style anyway. And I really need to play to my strengths in this series. Hopefully you guys like it. Leave a comment below. What do you think about the future of this build? Is it up to standard for the box? And what would you like to be added in the long run? Because we will have all kinds of stuff going on. I imagine a statue in the central pillar as well as a library, all kinds of entrances, and then of course the grass is going to spread. There will be an outside water feature somewhere. Lots to be added to this build, but for now it might be the nicest thing in the box. It probably by far is the nicest thing in the box so far. I have gathered the materials together that I think we will need for the gold farm, and the gold farm we are actually going to build here in the overworld, and I have some reasons for doing that which will later become apparent, but I'd say the main one is being able to use water to transport the ziglins, along with just the convenience of having it right here and being able to stack farms in the future. So we're actually going to build it a little bit far away from the base because it's going to be ugly. I fully anticipate it to be ugly, but it's going to be somewhere over here, and we're at the edge of where I can go in my spectator. It's going to be right here, and it's going to go 25 high, drop them. We're going to make it to where it can auto grind them and to where it could be an XP farm. But I do have a special surprise for you guys. While I was gathering materials, I actually had my girlfriend pop in to the office and she checked out the build for our house. And I am going to show you guys her recorded reaction to that. But before I show the clip, I just want to say what you're going to see in this clip is video evidence that I have the best of the best freaking partner ever. And you're gonna see it. Everyone does, but I am extremely fortunate to have her as my number one. And I hope you guys recognize that too. Please be kind in the comments. She deserves it. It's a very nice personal clip that will be minimally edited for you to give you kind of a window into things outside of just the regular box content. I hope you guys enjoy. So this is I'm going to separate from my body real quick. This is the newest build in the newest house inside the box.
Okay.
Look at that. That's my house.
And this is a pond?
Well, this is the River Cobb in the achievement, but this is my...
Can I go in it?
My new house, yeah. So I'm going to have another portal over here connected by this bridge. And then each of these towers you can actually like go down into.
Wow.
And they'll be decorated, and then each of these areas will be decorated, but there's, rooms.
That's crazy.
And then there's little hearts here. And watch this. This is really cool. Watch what happens with the hearts when I go over to them. Let me go find the quickest way. You can see the grass has spread quite a lot now, too.
Yeah.
Boop, boop. Oh, so close. So I'll be able to enter the house. The grass will be all over this. So
you have to like plant it.
yeah, but I'll be able to go in, climb up the water. But then if you're next to these hearts,
This is so interesting, the sound with the back.
so you have the hearts.
Can you hear the sound?
No. But you can see where the petals fall. So all this will be grass, and these will eventually be gardens under here.
That's so cool. I'm so proud of you.
And there'll be gardens up here. Thank you. Thank you. Just like it's a thing. Thank you.
You want me to take them back?
No, please. So anyway, yeah, and these are the... And then the central pillar will have a library inside of it.
Jump.
Well, there's... So there will be a library in here eventually.
Can you get out of there?
Yeah, I have a door.
That's so cool. Wow.
But you can see it's massive.
It's huge.
It's the biggest build in the box so far by a lot, which is why it's taken so long. But this will be, eventually, this will be called the gardens. And so you can imagine grass is going to be everywhere. And then there'll be a forest and trees. And I'll have a wall that walls off the whole property. And this will be like my property in the box.
Yeah. That's sick.
Yeah. And then I just got to fill the rest of this. The box is so big. It's going to take years, for sure. Love you.
I love you too. I hope it goes well.
Thank you for attending my tour. Feels like the early days of the box with nothing on the horizon pretty much. Just empty glass. But we are out 100 blocks away from the rest of the developed box. And what we're going to do is build a gold farm. And it's going to be basic. The idea is going to be an 11 by 11 by 7 tall hollow box. And so the inside is going to be 9 by 9 by 5. And in the center of that box, there's going to be the monster spawner. Now they spawn, and it's just like a regular spawning farm at that point. They spawn, they go in water, the water takes them to a water elevator. They shoot up and they travel and they fall 25 blocks where they, somewhere over here, will die. And I can add a block like this stripped birchwood that the box just blessed us with, and then they will have only one hit left in them, and we can just hit them with a sword and get XP if we wanted to go that route. The reason we're doing it this far is, one, it's an eyesore. There's no amazing way I know of to make such a basic box build, like literally just a cube, pretty. Now we're going to do our best to add dimension and everything, but it's still going to be an eyesore. It's this far because eventually, if I back up away from my body, we're going to build a mountain over all this right here. And it will cover this eventually. So even though it will be an eyesore for now, it will be okay until we need to cover it with the mountain. And then we're also putting it here so that we can put a second spawner over here and have them come to the same dropping point, hopefully, and double up our mob drops when we're AFKing at this spot, which we will now be doing once we get this built. This will be AFKable. That's the plan, at least. So yeah, let's get into it. We're going to jump right in and start building. I'm going to start by going to the appropriate level, which I believe is 7 blocks up, because there's 6 blocks to the cobblestone like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we have a layer of dirt. Then the mob spawner will be on top of that layer of dirt, so it will be at ground level. All right, that should be it. We should have a fully functioning farm once I close this up. I just kind of want to see if they'll spawn even with a little bit of light. It doesn't look like they will. Oh, there they go. All right, it's functioning. Let's see if it's working. Oh, music to my ears. There we go. There we go. We'll see how they come. Let's take a look from it from around. I like it. It looks lit up on all sides, so it'll be AFKable. Oh, we need to add maybe one more torch actually over there. But other than that, it's looking good. Oh, man. Listen to that. They're getting launched up, drop, and in here, we're already collecting a little bit of gold. It'll be slow at first, but it will slowly add. And we'll throw this in there too so we have it all together. Oh man, so now if it's fully AFKable, I'll be able to sit here for hours and we'll just gather some gold and then that will be traded for gravel. And before we know it, we're going to have so much dirt, it's not even funny. Especially when we can make a fully functioning semi-auto trade setup. But while we were doing this and while we were building this, and you can see, you know, it's a little bit different than the standard. I could have made it all out of cobblestone. It'll be decorated with some stairs, vines, and trap doors to make it look nicer in the long run. But it will also be covered by a mountain. It will need to be covered by a mountain because a build like this just doesn't look amazing. But while we were doing that, we actually got another hopper and some cactus and an armadillo spawn egg, as well as some skulk even. So the other hopper is perfect. We will be able to use that for another farm very soon. And yeah, it's probably going to be the iron golem farm because why wouldn't we do that? But if we're going to make an iron golem farm, we need to be very careful because we have one other monster spawner besides the one we placed in here. And wherever I place it, it's going to be stuck. Even if I have silk touch, I won't be able to move those. So I need to place it strategically. We're going to use that monster spawner to get the zombie villagers. We only need a few. Once I have a few zombie villagers, we're going to convert that monster spawner by throwing an iron golem egg in there. But we need to make sure that that monster spawner is exactly where we want it for the iron golem farm. So there's a little bit of planning ahead, and we got a deep slate slab. Thank you, Box. Before I do any of that, we are going to AFK this freaking spawner. While we're AFKing at our spawner here, I've just been looking in awe. And I know it's not much. I mean, look, we can't even see the other corner of the box yet. We still have so much to go. And it's a big, big box. But everything we're looking at came from nothing. We spawned in this box with nothing, and a big empty box. And slowly but surely, through the box's blessings and our own will, we have built all of this. Every single block you see was individually placed. Every single block you see was individually mined or grown. But all of this dirt I have touched, I have moved. All of this cobblestone I have touched, I have moved. All of this water I have placed. Everything that we see, all of that was done by us. And even though it's not a lot, we know that every single little block was placed with intention. And I don't know, that's very meaningful to me. This is what the box is all about. This is what it brings to the table, because as we start filling this place, every single block that enters the box that is not grown was my own doing. Even the grown stuff were saplings that I have to place. It's a crazy thought. It's a crazy thought. But Anyway, I'm getting lost in it while we're AFKing. The AFKing's going well. We can see from here they're falling pretty gradually, actually. Let's wait for one. Come on, Bessie. Come on, Bessie. I know you got it in you. Give me that zombie piglin. Give me that ziglin. Come on, Bessie. Drop a load. Come on, Bessie. Drop. There it is. And then while we were actually also AFKing, look at this. We got another zombified piglin spawn egg and raw iron. So even though, you know, the next monster spawner is definitely going to be an iron golem, if we ever do get another monster spawner, and that's a big if because we really, you know, it could take a long time. It could be hundreds of days. But if we do get another monster spawner, we can actually double it up here. And so I'm going to leave this space open in case we want to eventually double up the zombified piglin loot drops. So this gold farm could be doubly efficient with that. In the future, maybe if we get lucky. I'm not going to bet on it, but I'll hold out hope. And for now, we'll just keep this around. But it's pretty nice to have. All right, everybody. I may have been doing this longer than I expected. Essentially, and I'm going to stay trapped in this box for a second while I talk. Essentially, I trapped myself in here so I wouldn't get attacked by phantoms. And I have been AFK next to the Ziglin farm, as we can hear, the gold farm. Now, I would pop into the office every now and again to move the box gifts from my inventory and into chests, so I know a little bit about what we've gotten. So we just have these two in here right now. But we're going to go look at some of the stuff I got. And let me tell you, it's good stuff. Oh, it's night. Okay, we're going to sleep first. Sleep first. Oh, I heard the phantoms. There they are. Burn, baby. No. So down here, we actually had to make a separate chest. Look at some of the stuff we've gotten. Diamond sword. Netherite chestplate. Netherite chestplate's going to be crazy for us. And of course, we're going to put that on. But let me tell you, I know there's going to be some people and they're like, oh my god, netherite chestplate, you were AFKing. Yeah. We just got something, one piece of netherite. If you watch most YouTubers out there on a normal survival, 3 hours in, they already have full netherite and they're ready to go attack the Ender Dragon. We've been playing on the box now close to 100 hours after all this building and everything. So I don't want to hear it. I'm very happy that we got it, and I don't think it's OP at this stage at all. I think we should be moving into netherite because, quite honestly, getting full netherite isn't endgame. Not in reality, especially not in the box. Getting full netherite's like you're just getting started, you're getting the basics down, and you're just getting... Watch Hermitcraft! I'm happy we got it. So let's take a look at some of the other stuff we got. A beacon. Now, a beacon, even though I know it's really amazing to have, I am wondering if we should make that non-obtainable. Not because I think it's OP, because it really, you know, it's great and all, but the mining speed, come on, you know, what am I going to be mining? What I do think, though, is that it's a good reward and reason to fight the Wither in the endgame. So let me know in the comments whether you think we should keep beacons on the tier 3 list or remove them and make it something that you have to earn by fighting the Wither. I didn't recognize that the beacon was even on the list until I got it, so I'm debating if that should be on it in the long run. Everything else, you know, fishing rod, jungle sapling, we already have another jungle sapling somewhere. Name tag, turtle shell, and now, what did we just get? A minor pottery sherd. Nothing outright crazy, I think, besides the netherite chestplate. I don't really see anything that is game-changing, but we did get more stuff up here. We've got all this gold. If you've done the math, you're probably like, whoa, those returns are pretty horrible. And you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. As far as returns, we are getting maybe a little over half a stack of gold ingots per hour. However, that is fully AFK. And for the first time in box history, I can sit somewhere safely and actually make progress in this box while I go do things like today, where I walked, made dinner, and had a good evening watching some stuff with my girlfriend. Came back to do some recording, and we had collected all this stuff. That is revolutionary. I did some basic math, and if we just had a farm like this, to accomplish some of my goals in the box would still take 12,000 man hours. This isn't going to change too much in terms of how we would have filled the box no matter what. I am always going to utilize these game mechanics, and AFK farms are revolutionary for what you're able to accomplish with your time. Now, we've got a few stacks of gold. We are definitely going to go trade them. We have an 8% roughly chance of getting gravel in amounts of 6 to 12. So we probably will get maybe a couple stacks of gravel if we're statistically average. But we'll also get all kinds of other stuff too. And I do see that those chickens down there, but I'm not sure if we need to bring them into the fold just yet. So that's what we've gotten. You know, we've made some good progress. We've gotten stuff from the box. We've made some gold. Eventually, you know, we'll have other farms stacked on this. The efficiency will go up. The important thing is we have our first functioning AFK gold farm. And those rotten flesh are also going to be very valuable for trading because we're now on schedule to get the first villagers of the box ever. So for now, I'll be in the nether. We're going to do some quick trading and I'll show you guys what we get. Be back soon. Well, we just made a new golden helmet here in the nether. We're going to start trading. I wanted you guys to join me on this because we have almost 3 stacks and we're going to see what the first ever trade is that we get out of this. And this will all be automated very soon. Hopefully in the next couple episodes we'll automate trading. We just need to get some iron for anvils. Splash potion of fire resistance. There you guys go. I will be here for several minutes, probably tossing things back and forth and filling up this green shulker box with loot. First bits of gravel already. That was only our second trade. Well, 1 gravel trade down. Oh, 2 gravel trades down.
3 gravel trades down.
4 gravel trades. On the 5th gravel trade that this piglin gave to me. We got 6. We got 6. Master has presented Dobby with gravel. Dobby is free to continue trading you all day long, trading you for 15 minutes now. 8, as in I ate too much dairy today and my body is upset with me. I'm thinking this is our 9th. Ladies and gentlemen, the big 1-0. All right, we didn't quite make it to 11. So we got 2 and a little stack. I'm actually a little bit disappointed we didn't make it to 11. I had a story for you guys, so I'm going to tell it anyway. When I was 11, you know, pre-teens, you know how that goes. My dad gave me an actual bowl cut, like sat me on the front porch, put a bowl on my head, cut my hair, and it was traumatizing, man. It was so ugly. There's like 2 pictures of me with that, man, and I was feeling good in 7th. I was feeling good. I was feeling good about myself. Yep, that was bad. That was real bad. But look at what we got here. So we got 2 and a bit stacks of gravel. You know, for the hours that we spent AFKing, it may not seem like a lot, but that's gravel that I really didn't have to do anything for. We traded for about 25 minutes. So when we fully automate this, it'll be really good. We got a bunch of Soul Speed 3 books, you know, half a stack of crying obsidian, ender pearls, fire charges, you know, some stuff and then a couple things from the box here. But overall, a stack of string, you know, almost a stack of leather. There are things to be happy here. Quartz. And we also got these 2 from the box as well. Overall, pretty happy. Oh, the gas was right outside. Okay. All right, blow that up then. Why are you right outside? You disgusting. Closing that off for now. Back home. Let's go before it gets bad. So glad we made this house. We've got everything organized actually in one of the first buildings. So this will probably be the first iteration of a storage center for us in the long run. But, you know, and we didn't even talk about the iron. So we have like 5 iron ingots there. I'm really happy with the first trade. And, you know, for the most part, it was AFK. When we get that auto trader going, we're going to be up and running. I'm very excited about what we have in front of us. I'm going to quickly turn this into dirt. We are going to... I'm torn on whether finishing the island should be the priority over here, because it needs like a... I don't know, maybe a stack, or if we should just immediately start focusing our attention on spreading the grass under here. I think I'm going to start spreading the grass under here. I'm anxious to have a garden. I just got done adding these 2 new recommendations to the achievement, and I think this would be a great time for the viewer shout out. The viewer shout out goes to the same person who gave me these ideas up here, Possible Senior. Possible said a bunch of nice things in relation to part 5 of the box, and for that matter, a lot of you left really good, nice comments in episode 5 of the box. They're very constructive. I really appreciate it. This was the hardest viewer shout out to pick yet, but Possible Senior got it. They not only left some nice comments relating to my questions in the last episode, but they also gave us 2 great new achievements: build an axolotl aquarium and build a tropical fish aquarium. And I don't think you guys know this about me, but I love aquariums. I was very close to studying marine biology as my go-to major back in my college days. It was a tough decision not to, but I love aquatic life, and so the idea of making some aquariums is really appealing to me. Can't wait to do it. Thank you so much, Possible Senior. Now, with the sun about to go down on another day here in the box, I have to get ready. We are going to get villagers, and for the longest time, I thought this episode would end with villagers, but it won't. It will end with an iron farm. So here it goes, Wishers. We're going to get our materials, and we are going to build what we need for villagers and even an iron farm. We have the cobblestone mined by hand. The brewing stand, gifted from the box. The water bottles, fished by hand. The fermented spider eye, blessed to us by the box. And the blaze powder, blessed to us by the box. Yes! Yes! We have the potion of weakness. Now, with the gunpowder earned from the egg that we built by hand. Oh, let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. Bless us, box. Bless us with your gifts. Bless us, please. Boom. 3 splash potion of weakness, 2 more than we probably need, and another achievement down in the box. Local brewer. Why is it so hard for me to say? Local brewery. So, short story time. I had a speech impediment when I was younger. I could not say my R's versus W's. They sounded the same. I sounded like Scooby-Doo. Ruh-roh. You know, like my name, I can't even tell you guys my actual name. But anyway, it was a problem. It was a problem for me. I'd had to take speech therapy for like 2 years. I still have problems apparently because I can't say brewery. Brewery. Oh boy, that's so a cauldron. Yay! Thank you, Box. That's so funny because we were making potions and it gave us a cauldron. I mean, what? That's so funny. First thing I'm doing is making some more charcoal so I can have some lights, because lights are going to be so important. Here's the plan. Over here, somewhere maybe 4 blocks away from this, we are going to build a platform that will be suitable for an iron farm. However, we are going to use it to spawn the zombie villagers first. We need to get those zombie villagers into some boats, and we need to take them somewhere over here. I'm going to have to build a building probably before everything else, and I'm going to make it, I don't know, 9 by 7, and we're going to house the villagers in here. It's going to have beds and light, and it'll be enclosed. Then we will convert the villagers in there and finish off the iron farm over here. Between the iron farm and the gold farm, there will be a space big enough for me to make a cobblestone generator, which means from this point forward, if I am doing any work with a cobblestone generator, I will be doubly efficient and I will be maximizing our industrial capabilities. We are going to be getting gold and iron while I'm getting cobblestone anytime I want. It's going to be great. I'm so excited for it because this makes the time so much more productive. It makes it so much more productive for me to be here mining cobblestone, getting all of these other materials at the same time. So that's the plan. You know, plans change. Let's see how this goes. We're going to try and make it to where it works out just right. And we are perfectly far enough between the spawner in there and the spawner over there. And if you guys don't know, you need to be, I believe, 16 blocks away at least from the spawner for it to work. So if you're past 16 blocks away, it shouldn't be working. This is what we're going to do. This is our chance. We're going to try to get 2 zombie villagers down here into these boats and then into there to convert. But no, actually we can't do it yet. I don't have the golden apples. That would have been so silly. We need to make sure that we get these apples turned into golden apples first. I think we're about ready. I'm getting nervous. I have the 2 golden apples. We've put a little fence around there because once we do have villagers, going in and out can be, you just want to be prepared for any runaways. I do not need 1 stone brick. Thank you, box. Getting close to night so they don't burn. Now what should happen is I throw this in here. Hopefully they only spawn above and we need 2 to fall and then we need to block it off. Let's give it a go. We don't want them to burn at all, so we're gonna wait a second. Oh man, I am nervous. I think that's good. Hopefully they'll spawn above. And then they'll come over our way. Come on, spawn. Can they do it? There might be too much light underneath them. Come on, please spawn. Please spawn. Come on. No, what's wrong? Is there too much light underneath them? All right, we're gonna try and get rid of some of this light. How about now? Anything? Come on. I know it can do it, please. I did put the right one in there, right? Yeah, it's zombie villager. Alright, what if I do this? This is getting risky now. It didn't work as planned. We're gonna put some under this. So now it would act like it would in the wild if it was a zombie spawner, because we would want it 2 underneath if we were making a regular zombie spawner chamber. Right? Yeah. So maybe some will spawn underneath here now. Can you spawn? No, what's happening? Is it maybe the water above it? Is it not liking that? Alright, let's put some lights down here so we don't spawn a creeper or anything that'll kill us. We're gonna take away the water. Why aren't you working? Work for us, damn it! Is it the lights down here? Deuce. Oh, there they are! There's one! We got one! Alright, come on over here. Come on over here. Good, good. Alright, that's one. Come on, we need two. We gotta get these guys going. Oh, there he is. I don't need a birch slab right now. Let's get this deactivated. If it doesn't hit both of them, then I'll just use a second one. It looks like it got them both. Alright, boom. No risk here. Let's make sure we build something above them. Let's see. That should be good, right? You guys covered? That looks good. We're converting our first villagers. I'll be really happy when it's done. We got to get them safely in there. Let's go in here and fix some stuff up. Nothing can spawn in here now, I don't think. Looks good. Drop down. Well, it was a hectic night. I didn't know if we were going to be able to get them to spawn in time, and there we go. We have our first villager ever, which means we got the zombie doctor achievement. Look at these two looking beautiful. Just in time for the sun to rise. Even if we didn't have this platform, they would have made it. Now we get them into the chamber, get some beds down, close it up, give them some food, and we're good to go. I've got the seat wiggles, y'all. All right, let's release them. Welcome home, you guys, to your new beds. It's a little dank. You know, it's not the nicest place, but if we give you guys some food, I think they each need 12. So if I go down to 40, that should be enough for them to mate if they have the beds for it, and they do. Did you guys get enough? 12 each? 12 potatoes each? Can you have baby? Can I have a baby? I want a baby. You guys have beds? You have food? Give baby? I know you can do it. Don't look at me. Look at each other. Yes. Fall deeply in love. Look into his special eyes. Please. No, don't look at me. What, you want more food? Take the food. Take the food. I don't care about the food. It's getting serious. It's getting hot in here. Susan, I love you. With a deep and undying passion. Oh, Anthony, feed me potatoes and I'll have a procreation with you, Anthony. Susan, please. There's a weirdo in the corner. I can see him behind you. No. Do you need more food? I got more food for you. Just take it all. Take all the food. Take all the food. I don't care. I can make infinite amounts of this stuff. They're having it. There we go. Susan and Anthony. Oh, is it gonna be baby? Do we get baby? Come on. Yay! The first birth in the box. Where you at? The baby! Hello, little one. Welcome to your new home. This is where I leave you, my children. Goodbye. I want to see more babies. Susan and Anthony. Oh my gosh, we did it. We did it. We have villagers inside the box. Yes! Yes. From this point forward, we will have villagers inside the box. Susan and Anthony will be our alpha villagers. They are going to start everything off. They will be the seeds for all of Garden's Edge, the whole village above them, to be made. So if we fly out of my body real quick, all of this, they are 5 blocks high. At 7 blocks, there will be grass, just like over there. So the grass is going to keep going all over here. And this all underneath will be the underbox. So the grass will go all over here. And they will be launched using a water elevator eventually up here. And they will be the founding villagers of Garden's Edge in the very near future. Probably in the next couple of episodes. Alrighty, with the villagers getting there, we are going to move our attention over to the iron farm. There's only a few changes I have to make before that thing is fully functioning. Let's do it. All right, this iron farm was going for a few minutes, I guess maybe 15 or 20 minutes while we were just adding some small touches. Let's see what we've got. Oh my god! After literally months playing in the box, months of playing in the box, and scraping by for shears to get vines and leaves, we have 3 stacks of iron without even trying. Just a few minutes, really. If we do a 12-hour time lapse here getting cobble, that's going to be a double chest full of iron. Oh, that's a beautiful sound, Wishers. That is the sound of progress. The box is about to enter its industrial era. Unlimited anvils, unlimited hoppers, unlimited ability to fish for name tags, to name mobs, all of these spawn eggs, which I did say I want to gather them and show you guys all the spawn eggs we got. That will be the first thing we do next episode. I will show you guys all the spawn eggs that we have collected so far from the box. I also will start next episode with a major collection time lapse where we will be getting not only cobblestone this time, but simultaneously be getting iron and gold. And guys, we have villagers. Villager trades are open to us. Materials that have never before been utilized in the box. Enchantments that have never been able to be used inside the box. Mending becomes available. Silk touch becomes available. We can move grass easily from one part of the box to the next. If I thought last episode was revolutionary, and the Nether was, this episode quite literally will give us everything we need to make this box our own. It will enhance progress 500-fold or more. Next episode, what you guys can expect is not only villager propagation, it's not only utilizing these farms, it is the ability to take all that iron, the redstone that we get from the egg over here, all of these materials that we have taken all this time to gather and become efficient in, and now make farms out of all of them. With the ability to have infinite hoppers, everything changes. I gotta say, Wishers, I can't be happier with how this episode went. We once again stayed alive for another full episode. I think we've only died once ever in the box, for that matter. I don't know, maybe twice. I'd have to go back and check. You guys probably know more than me about that. But we've built this. Look at that house over there. That house is coming together great. It doesn't have any details. We haven't planted any leaves or gardens or added any trapdoors or lanterns or anything. That is just the bare frame of our future house. It will only get better from here. The villagers in this will eventually propagate and form Garden's Edge and other towns around the box, which, trust me, there are several to come and have already been mapped out in my mind. Iron changes everything for us. We can no longer be tied to stone tools. We can finally upgrade permanently to iron tools and never worry about wasting our iron. We will have it available forever. And gold, even though that's a low efficiency gold farm, it is better than what we are getting, and it will help us propagate grass all over the box. What an unbelievable episode, Wishers. I could not have asked for not only a better episode, but for a more fun experience. The box is getting better and better, and as I sit here writing our first ever entry into the box journal for us, I have been moved to make a haiku to celebrate this day. And here it is, a box trifecta. House, gold farm, and villagers. Could not ask for more. And it's so true, everybody. It is so true. As we close our diary for the day, I just want to say thank you all so much for sticking through this if you made it this far. Everything we've done in this episode, I did with a smile on my face. It was an enjoyable experience all the way through. I would love to say that the box is going to be this fun forever. If it's this fun or more fun, this will be the easiest series I've ever had to work on. It is a absolute pleasure being in the box at this moment. We have so much going on, so many future plans, and we finally are able to get more done with our time. Efficiency has skyrocketed. And after next episode, I can't even imagine how many multiple times fold we will be more efficient. I want to thank you guys for everything. The box is nothing without you all. If you have any more achievement ideas, always feel free to comment them any episode and we will get them added to the achievement if I think they could work for us. But overall, guys, I hope you have a good one. Happy episode 6, and I'll see you next time. Bye!